Hi, I'm Rabbi Rosenblatt. Welcome to Tikun's Weekly Davar. This week's portion is Chaya. It is the fifth, I believe, portion in the book of Genesis, and talks about, starts with the passing away of Sarah, matriarch, and talks about, in main, about the finding of a wife for Isaac, her son. The rabbis say that, well, the Torah says that Isaac married Rebecca, and then he loved her. Sounds like it's the wrong way around. Normally you would think you would love somebody, and you would marry them. Now, to some level, this was an arranged marriage, that's true. But at the same time, the rabbis said that he had a choice. He didn't, it wasn't imposed upon him. He chose, he got to know her a little bit and decided to marry her. So, it seems like, well, why would the love come after the marriage? I think there's a fundamental message here, fundamental point that the Torah is trying to make, and that is that, and it's an idea that we Jews hold to very dearly, and that is that real love can only thrive in the context of commitment. You know, you can have a relationship where you're infatuated, where you have a great time, where you really enjoy each other's company, where you just have a good time together, but that's not love. That's not real love. That's not deep and lasting love. That's just kind of a fly-by-night, exciting experience, and those relationships are of limited value. In Judaism, real love requires commitment, and that's because of what love is. The Jewish definition of love is the pleasure that you get when you experience the virtues of another human being, when you see somebody's goodness, when you see deep down into who that person is, and see that godliness, see that godly soul inside another person. You feel a sense of love for them. But if you think about it for a moment, every human being has a lot of great virtues and a lot of very positive things, but equally, every human being's got a lot of things that frustrate you and upset you. Nobody's perfect. Which one do you notice? Which one do you see? Well, when the relationship is at a high, you're going to see the good things and you're going to see the positive things, and you're going to feel that sense of warmth for the person. But over time, it's inevitable that somebody's going to frustrate you, that somebody's going to annoy you, that somebody's going to upset you, and those frustrating things are going to cloud your perception of that person. And you're going to not notice the good things in the same way as you did in the past. That's why love requires commitment. If you're not committed and fully committed to continually and constantly always looking for the good in that person, you're going to start to feel frustrated. One of the things that I was recommended to do by my rabbi many years ago that I do is he said that when you're married, or you can do this in any relationship, make a list of the person's virtues. Get out a piece of paper. I guess nowadays do it on your iPhone, whatever you want to do it. Your iPod, your iTouch, your iPad, your whatever you want, your anything. Just get a list of the virtues of the person that you love, write them down and go over them every now and then, and add to them every now and then. The more you add and the more you go over it and the more you experience it and the more you focus in that way, the more naturally and the more likely you are to feel that love and for that love to continue. Only in the environment of commitment, of real commitment to the relationship, can true love thrive. We'll finish with a little story that was told to me by a friend of mine in yeshiva many years ago. He told me that he was once sitting with his father, his grandfather, his great-grandfather at a Friday night table. And he was young, he was a teenager. He said to his father he'd met somebody and they'd known each other for a few weeks and they were in love. His father laughed, in love. He said, after when I knew your mother for a few weeks, I thought I loved her. He said, but 20 years of marriage, now I know what love really is. And the grandfather chuckles to his son and he says, it's a true story. He says, 20 years of marriage? He says, I thought I was in love after 20 years of marriage. 40 years of marriage, that's love. That's when you really love somebody. And of course, the great-grandfather turns to the grandfather and says, 40 years of marriage, that's not love either. 60 years of marriage, that's real love. The more you are committed, and the longer the relationship lasts, in a place of commitment, the deeper the love will get. Because the more goodness you'll see in the person. A human soul is infinite. There is no limit to the amount that you can love somebody. The more you know them, the more you love them. The only way you can keep that love going and that love thriving is in a place of real commitment. That's why it says that Isaac married Rebecca, and only then did he love her. Wish you Shabbat Shalom. If you're interested in finding more about Tikun, please log on to our website, tikun.co.uk. Thank you.